Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, rahmanir rahim, maliki yawmiddin, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Allahumma shalli ala Muhammad. Kulau beliau kafirun, la umata beliau, wala antum arifun al, wala anna arifun al, wala antum arifun al, yabidukum al-jadid. Inshallah, aku tak dia Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the model for leadership for humanity. Model leadership for humanity. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let us again see how Islam achieved the goal of peace. In order to foster love in the heart of man, Islam suggests certain rules Muslims to govern themselves by, on a personal level as well as in their social behavior. These rules are the primary means of obtaining peace before Islam. Islam resorts to laws and legislation. Through it, use both means and that same end. Good behavior creates contentment in this society, as well as industry and confidence for those who love legal action. Muslims are required to exchange every greeting with a greater greeting, which is more courteous, more or equal, whether the person is a stranger or acquaintance. Sign for their peaceful intentions. Assalamu alaikum. God's peace be unto you. One of the things that I'd like to express, we have to teach what we preach. And we preach that to each other, but we teach that to the community. The community right now is in turmoil all over the world, and people are saying, Assalamu alaikum. But are they practicing what they preach? And I say to call all of us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this to us. It didn't originate to the Muslims. No. The Prophet Isa Islam is in the Quran, in the Bible. He speaks to his disciples as Shalom Aleichem in Hebrew language. So he preaches the disciples over and over again in this way, whenever we meet. So this is not unique. It's not unique to Islam, but Allah gave us a command. And the servants of Allah, most gracious, are those who walk the earth in humility. And when they say, address the people, they address them and say, peace or shalom. So the Quran tells us, even though you address people who are in contentment with you, you say shalom, okay? You say peace, you say hotel, you say paz. So again, the Quran is telling us, even when we are in confusion or at odds with people, Allah has given us the answer, is peace. Kindness and leniency are always the way the man is dealing with others. In this way, personal and social behavior help to purify the social atmosphere by fostering peace and friendship among the people. The word Islam also conveys three meanings. First, to preserve and to protect every kind of harm, evil, and defect, and keep anyone from absorbing and a state state of security. So again, it's a preservation way to give us a society security. Second, it means outside, peace means without rivalry, opposition, or entity. Entity is hatred. How can the brothers in Iraq and all that say Assalamu alaikum and have entity or hatred in that form? She had seen. That's not rational, that's not consistent with Allah's subhanahu. That's not even consistent with practicing what you preach. Again, if you preach it and you don't practice, well, there's a name for that kind of person. I'm going to mention the name today. Again, the third, it sends a greeting and salutation. Submission and obedience to Allah means peace. That is why Islam also means peace, the way and peace of harmony. We also know that there are many peace and harmony among other objects of nature, because those things never disobey Allah. So if we follow the guidance given to us from the prophets and the messengers, we are sure to have peace in the world as we live in. The Holy Quran establishes and joins Muslims to maintain peace and stability in the country, so many prosper and live a happy life. For the accumulation of capital to be necessary, there shall be peace and order in the country. In order, in fact, production and particular acquisition of capital are very much dependent on peace and security. So you can't live off of turmoil and war unless you put the profiteers of that behavior. And there are those who manufacture guns and weapons and swords that they profiteer off of our wars, all of the wars. America is a gun distributor for countries all over the world. So again, there are two people who profiteer, and their business, their happiness is based on us killing each other. Human nature also loves peace and hates disorder. Peace is the result of obedience to Allah's law, and disorder is the outcome of disobedience. Islam established against peace, which is a part of man's nature. Hence, Islam is the religion of nature, which is in Arabic meaning of Islam. In order to achieve peace in social society, Islam urges Muslims to work together toward what is right and away from that which is evil. Muslims are asked to fight for peace and justice for everyone in the country. So again, this is important. We are the standard bearers for peace. If we all say Assalamu alaikum every day, 7, 10, 15 times a day, and we should be the ambassadors of peace. Because again, we are commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to use this. So we should be the teachers. There are members of my family, and this was profound for me. I was with my sister, Hasan, this about 10 years ago. And my stepmother, she heard us reading Hasan, and she said, "What are you saying, son?" I'm saying, Hasan, and she said, "What does that mean?" He said, "I say that God's peace come to you." She said, "Well, teach me." And from then on, my stepmother, one of her sisters, she greeted me. I said, "Wa alaikum salam, wa alaikum salam." So again, if we teach it and we preach it, then our son will reward us, because we are undoubtedly there are people who will follow our lead and the lead of Prophet Muhammad. But if the Quran says that but if your enemy is inclined toward peace, so also you incline toward peace. And trust in Allah, for He is the one that hears and knows all things. In working for peace, there are many ways that we have to be certain to avoid the risk of tragedy on the other side. We must take the risk because the men of faith in Allah aid Allah, depends on Allah to aid us on account of the strength and the united body of the righteous. So again, if we engage in peace, we can't just say, "Oh no, we're not going to do because y'all unrighteous people." We have to accept their inclination to be, and we have to join them until they violate that group. It is clearly the duty of every Muslim, individually as well as collectively, to maintain peace and security in the country that he lives in, so that many should not violate their individual rights and usurp other people's rights and enjoy their property and harm their honor. This system both governs the rule and the ruler, making peace between them, allowing freedom and choice, promoting conscientious participation and sincere order. This is the system in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us as our Islam, and is the real universal peace system. Our Islam as a religion or way of life, I choose to say, is a religion of mercy, way of life of mercy, kindness, and beauty, peace and love for everyone. The picture of the Muslim, as talked about by Muhammad sallallahu and revealed in the Quran, is the picture of pious human beings. There's Christians and Jews and others in America and around the world who are trying to live their religion by the Bible and the Torah as modeled by the prophets of Islam. So let us not judge those who are the few bad people who misuse the name of their religion as also the longest Muslims misuse and misrepresent their faith. We should accept and cooperate with those who are sincere lovers of the truth. Surely my prayers, my sacrifice, and my life and death are over our Lord of the universe. When Father has this hand in it, I am the first of those who submit their will. This is from the Quran, Surah 6, 162, 163. This is Allah says, you, Allah is telling you, truly. So this is a testament for me. I am their witness. The truth in my life, my death, all for Allah. So there's nothing I should fear. There's nothing I should fear other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I heard one of the imams on the TV, they talking about who were wrong, those people who are against that's taking girls. And he said that he feared that they would come and kill him. Well, so far, and he not bad witness to history. He feared him, he should prefer to that rather than see those 300 some children, women, and little girls taken away. He should prefer that. But that's not my opinion to judge. I'm just giving you an example of what you hear. People say, who declare themselves to be Muslim, and they say, I will not. A cursory study of the life of Prophet Muhammad showed that total submission and surrender to the divine will is conveyed by the word Islam, Aslam, finds in perfect manifestation in the Prophet Muhammad, who submitted himself wholly to Allah, like the Prophet Ibrahim before him. And America is making unlawful Quran and attractive inviting the abundant, making our Quran or the unlawful attractive and inviting and abundant. We are making the lawful halal difficult, repulsive, and scarce. The Muslims have to give up the easy route of issuing opinions, fatwa, and adopt the needed approach of offering Bible solutions. While we prevent people from the haram, we must also provide halal alternatives. For example, we have not yet developed a halal radio and television programs. The entertainment field is wide open for Islamization, for little has work has been done in this field. Islam prohibits canvassing by a candidate and is unlawful to campaign politics. But, however, if you support it or you are offering help to somebody, it does not prohibit us using media. However, each candidate can be allowed to present his program manifesto to the people through radio, press, television, before an election. So we have in this country elections coming up. So again, we are not the people who promote ourselves. But we should understand that when we participate in the democracy process, we have to be able to help and assist people in promoting their rock program and those programs that are consistent with following the teachings of Prophet Muhammad and our religion. We need to have a good grasp on the political system in this country, including the political parties, public agents, supporters, and the process of decision making, and who and what and how of the political process. What are the newspapers, the minority as well, and magazines? Who are the opinion leaders and top scholars and authors, scientists, and many community representatives? We should have people who are among ourselves for those who respond to issues that come up that have an Islamic thing. How we feel about what we want to do about it and what we think our opinion of it. We should have people that's qualified and ready to do that on any moment, on any subject, on any issue. It's not a problem. You got the college professor over the ICLR give an opinion of fatwa on Islam, or what he thinks on Islam, or some professor. Again, that's not a problem in my opinion. Muslims must apply the mental and moral power to find and solve their problems, and also identify and analyze the proper visible Islamic alternatives. The instructed-minded Muslim must provide honest, responsible, and enlightened opposition such that if he or she is asked to take charge with their plans and work ideas, show the result as a real solution. Persons with exceptional qualities may decline to be in a position of authority and responsibility, but it is our duty to promote their qualities of leadership for the benefit of the whole community. So again, if we identify people who do things in the benefit for our community, we should promote and we should assist and we should invite them to be a part of what we're doing. If we identify potential leaders among non-practicing Muslims, we should try to systematically way to interact with them and engage in a positive dialogue. If we find that these uncommon qualities in some non-Muslims, we should also use the legitimate means to explain Islam to them. The Prophet said people are like minds in the terms of their nature. Thus, the best of them in Jahiliyyah, the period of ignorance, will be the best of them in Islam, so long as they obtain a proper understanding of Islam. So again, it's our responsibility to teach them, not just to preach to them. So again, you teach them, then you have more likely to understand what they're saying and what they're saying. The same thing with our children. We just teach them to recite, but we don't teach them to understand. It has to be a point where we teach you understanding. We talk about and the other methodologies of the prophet that gives us teaching rather than recitation. Nothing wrong with recitation. That's my opinion. Again, also is give us the prophet did not need anybody to advise him or consult him. He was divinely guided, and his intellect and insight and inspiration was under the divine guidance and had reached a spiritual degree of understanding. Yet he commanded in the Surah 3, 159, he commanded us to consult the people in matters of state. So again, this consultation is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to the prophet. And this is a methodology which is not around for us to get with other leaders, to get with people, to consult them on matters of our concern. The body politics must ensure or strengthen the durability by expressing the views and ideas of the people in the form of law. The state that keeps itself and other institutions alive by legislating, that is, make proper necessary laws in tune with the needs of the community. Thus, this is an obligation of the body and the duty of the body politics of the Muslim society to keep itself aware of the needs of the people through consensus, ijma, or general will, so that it keeps the law of the land up to date and therefore ensure the proper and effective growth of its institutions. The leaders should be the people who are justice and fair, regardless of race, color, national origin, foreign demands Muslims be fair in dealing with those who oppose them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this instruction. Let there rise out of you a group of people, some especially said band people, inviting all to the truth, enjoining what's right, and forbidding what's wrong. Surah 3104. So again, this is a commandment from Allah. This is not a request. So then the activity of us should be a part of doing what Allah says. Abandon you, whatever, come forth, raise up to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you to do. Okay? So again, I think you know the advanced afternoon, there's another word for it, I can't think of it right now. So this process, this continuous process of individual reform and reform of the society is the only effective way in which Muslims can maintain higher and nobler quality of life, which is necessary prerequisite of their moral, spiritual, and political dominance in this world. Surah Hasan refers to these words, verily, commands and laws, as such as in faith, our faith, and be righteous deeds, and exhort one another to the truth, and exhort one another to patience and constancy. This is the responsibility, this is the role, this is the model that Prophet Muhammad said. So this is nothing that you just again be reciting and prayer all the time. But what who takes responsibility that you will. So this is a role that is met us. Okay? Then the righteous have a responsibility. You can't look at the next brother and say, well, who's going to do this? Or who's going to do that? Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the whole the idea of the Islamic world is centered on learning how to exercise leadership among his peers as well as in the public at large. In fact, leadership is a part of the Islamic personality. The Prophet said, told us that every one of you is a shepherd, and every one of you is responsible for that which he is shepherd of. So again, if you only have a little baby, you still a shepherd. If you only have a little brother, you still a shepherd. You only have to wait brother that drunk next to you and you say, come on brother, let me get you sober and let me get you some food. You still a shepherd, because you're leading that brother out of the path for harm. The purpose of the sovereign people give expression to the will through their vote and the voice of their opinion. And out of this right was born the public opinion. And the best practice and the most effective way of expressing our anonymity is through majority decision. And that's what we're talking about, again, participating in the process. Because we are asked Allah to be the Khalifa. The very purpose of the Vice Chancellor or the Khalifa is to establish law of the Creator on earth and convince the people that they ought to obey and submit their lives to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Khalifa of the Prophet is not limited by time or place. It is a universal concept containing within its fold the entire human race. It extends beyond the limits of time to the day of judgment. This makes the Khalifa the deputy of Allah of this day and time, which is those, in my opinion, to be you and me and the like-minded Muslims and the companions of the cause of fallen humanity. So we will be champions, not because of our eloquence, because of our obedience to Allah and doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us to do as an individual. So again, it's a responsibility. The study of history shows that the majority of people who have power have been less than honest and less righteous than they should have been. Besides, political power itself has the ingredients to corrupt even men of high moral intellect and integrity. So therefore, you see Muslim leaders of nations making salah and still violating the basic tenets of their religion. Leading the people in salah, leading themselves in salah, and still killing their own brother. How can you legitimize Shia and Sunni fighting each other when you have the same Quran, same Allah, same Prophet, you justify it? Because again, the leaders have become corrupt with their own ego and their own power. Their mass have been corrupted. So again, a lot of the science will tell you that this is a natural phenomenon. Okay? Iblis was the one whom Allah created, and Iblis was told to submit, and Iblis' attitude was, okay, you created this man, well, I'm not going to submit to him. He's not qualified for me to submit to him. And so that is the beginning of this attitude in which we find in the Muslim world, and find even among the tribes, among us. Okay? We have this attitude, one is superior to the other. Why? All because I know the Arabic, all because I follow Ali, because I follow the method of so and so and so. Again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't hold you accountable for that, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you is not going to be last than anybody else. Inshallah. As long as we keep a close relationship with Allah and demonstrate in Him the belief in the objective of prayer, action in prayer, we will be the benefactors of humanity. Our actions, both political and social, will be strong link to our sovereign. So again, Muslims, it is our duty, okay, to establish a system of justice, goodness, and righteousness on the basis of His truth, as revealed by Allah, and to illustrate by a practical way to the world that this is the example of a perfect and balanced system of life. A system where an interest of the individual society is not in conflict and in complete harmony with one another, and in cooperation rather than in hostility for the benefits of mankind. The Quran describes this quality of pious and righteous and Muslim in these words: those who the fast in matters of common concern decided by mutual consultation among themselves. Sure, the applicable like these. The instructions meant to remind the Muslims the importance of the state affairs and all matters of public interest. So construed religious differences cannot diminish the responsibility for establishing justice on earth, peace, because the obligation is derived from the natural guidance source, ingrained in the human soul. It is extremely important. The Quran recognizes the universality, the object nature of justice, equated with good works, moral virtues, which transcend religious communities and admonishing mankind to be forward in the good works. So long as whoever among you sees and sees being committed in his or her presence, he should stop it with his hands. If he cannot do this, he should check it with his words. And if he cannot do that, he should at least hate it in his heart. And that is the lowest degree of Iman, of faith. So again, this is the scripture by the prophet. This is Hadith prophet is also in the Quran. You are to deal with the evils when you see them. You can't justify it. You can't justify it. It also reminds us, it says that some verses of the Quran show that prevention of wrongdoing is an essential duty of every individual Muslim, according to his or her ability and power to do so, and resources. So again, you're not limited. Don't say, oh, I can't deal with that issue. I'm not qualified. He says, according to your ability, your power, and resources. So whatever you have, you're obligated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to deal with that particular issue when you see it. And in closing, let me remind of this. There's a question about what is the solution to the war in Iraq. I would say to the rulers and the sheikhs and all of them, call them together and say that we cannot do Ramadan. Follow the prophet. The prophet says, whoever does not give up lying speech, false statements, and acting on those lies and evil actions, Allah is not in need of you leaving off food and drink. Allah will not accept those salams. They'll fast. You should tell the Muslim world. We should tell them. We should say ourselves. Because how are you going to fast for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Say, okay, what we do? Tell the president, say, tell the Muslim world, tell they cannot fast unless they put down the weapons during the daylight hours. Just during the daylight hours. Okay? So that's fast. Okay? Give up your entity. Say only no fighting during the daylight, no harming, no fighting during the daylight hours. Simple. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you this formula. Say, okay, Ramadan, turn it up. Okay? No fighting, no killing, just during the daylight hours. Okay? This is part of Ramadan. So what you do? Read the Quran, you fast and pray. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives distraction. You tell the government, this is bold, this is right, this is what we got to do. You got to come up with something. How you going to see us soon fighting each other? Kurds and others fighting each other. Nigeria, the brothers and sisters fighting each other in Nigeria, Somalia. So how you going to say, no, Ramadan, we will put down our arms during the daylight hours and we fight at night. Inshallah.